Have you guys ever had that moment where, like, you're in a space, you're living life, you're loving life, and then somebody walks in and your brain goes, I have to leave. I have to go now. I have to disappear. Because I cannot take up space in this space while this other person is taking up space in this space. No? Just me? Okay, cool. What's up, everybody? You can call me SC, and today we're talking about the desire to be known, seen, and heard, as well as the fear of being perceived. Now, if you're anything like me, you're someone who has this deep desire to create things that people know of, that people have heard of, to create a community around your creations. But you're also terrified of people seeing you. Like, you don't want to be perceived. Don't look at me. Don't acknowledge me. I'm a background member. Don't look at me. And I want to talk about this because I feel like it has been a very important part of my experience and has played a huge role in my life. And it's something that I've really struggled with. Now, before we talk about the fear of being perceived, we want to acknowledge the desire to be known. So I think when I talk about the desire to be known, I'm talking about the desire to also be heard, the desire for community. It stems from maybe not being as heard in your personal life or not being heard by your family, your friends, things like that. And so for me, at least, my desire to be known stems from me wanting to create a community of creatives, of multi-passionate people, and basically helping to create an outlet for those people. Because as someone who is multi-passionate, who is creative in many different ways, I feel like often on the internet, there's a push to niche down, to be this one thing for right now. And I just don't think that's very fitting for me. It also comes from a lack of having a voice and a lack of having, this control over my own life. My desire to be known and to be heard comes from me trying to take back my voice and wanting to take back my voice and wanting to kind of take back my art and things like that. So this kind of goes hand in hand with the fear of being perceived. While doing research for this video, I realized that the fear of being perceived may stem from autism. A lot of the videos that I watched were videos of autistic creators being like, you guys ever completely clean up a space after you've existed in it because you don't want anyone else to know that you've been there? And I was like, yeah, I do. I do that a lot, actually. For those of us with autism, it may also stem from us being judged as children and like being unmasked and just kind of existing as an unmasked autistic person and people being like, that's wrong. The thing that's coming to you naturally, that is incorrect. And I think that changes kind of how we perceive perception in a way. Let me give you an example. When I was younger, and even now today, I scrape my feet when I walk. My feet, they scrape across the ground, they make a noise. And my best friend turned to me and she said, Sabrina, can you stop walking like that? Because it's really fucking annoying. And I was like, walking like what? I just walk like this. I'm not doing it to be a this is how I walk. And that judgment, that, unasked for opinion kind of changes the way we carry ourselves and the way that we are seen and we want to be seen. It's kind of a response our brain has of, if I stop myself from putting myself out there, then I cannot get hurt. People cannot judge me if I am not seen. And that's a true statement. People can't judge you if you're not seen, but people can't hear you if you don't put yourself out there. People can't understand you if you are not willing to take the chance of being judged. And being judged is terrifying, but it's also important. It's important for people to like look at our work and to judge it on their own and come up with their own opinion on it. And so from all of the things I have seen and all of the research I have done, what I have learned is that the biggest and most effective way to kind of get over this fear of being perceived is, number one, an active practice of self-love. If you haven't watched the second episode of the Do Everything Diaries about radical love, I suggest you go watch it because I briefly discuss radical self-love. Radical self-love is so incredibly important in changing how we perceive ourselves and how we allow others to perceive us. Because without radical self-love, you let the perception of others dictate who you are, rather than who you are dictating others' perception of you. So what do I mean by that? Basically, if you don't have a very strong sense of self, if you don't have a very strong identity of this is who I am, this is what I stand for, these are my values, then you allow other people's judgments to kind of mold that for you. If somebody says you're weird, you're going to be like, oh God, I'm weird. Oh no. And then you're going to start panicking and you're going to start having anxiety over something that may not even matter. People deserve to see the best quality or the best, the most honest parts of your work and parts of you. And so, in the end, what really matters and what will really help not only squash your fear of being perceived, but also help you climb that ladder and help you chase that endeavor to be seen and to be known. The thing that will allow you to be the best version of yourself is radical self-love. Knowing yourself so much that no other perception of you can possibly exist. If you like this video, hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you haven't watched the rest of the series, go back and watch the first and second episode. I think that if you like this video, you would really like those episodes too. And stay tuned because I upload bi-weekly. And I have 2 more parts of this series that I'm so excited to show you. So thank you so much for watching. Tell me in the comments, what are some ways you practice radical self-love, and tell me some ways that you are going to be more visible in your life. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Bye! Fear of being perceived may also stem from... Okay. 2, 1. Hi. Sorry. Have you guys ever had that moment where like you're doing a thing and then another person shows up and your brain immediately goes, I have. We're not restarting.